under Uniform Commercial Code 440.2511 by tender of payment 2 and 3.
It's not applicable to this case.
And could you tell me why, Your Honor?
Because the UCC doesn't apply to this circumstance. Sir?
Yes.
I'm asking a very simple question.
This sovereign citizen squatter just got completely shut down in Judge Simpson's courtroom. The judge wasn't having any of it today. He made it crystal clear you can't just invent your own form of payment and expect it to be accepted. As rent, that's not how the law works. Only official legal currency is valid when it comes to paying off debts. That fake cashier's check with foreign characters. Not going to fly. What do you think, should laws around squatters be stricter? Or do you believe more protections should be in place for them? I know there's always a mix of opinions, so drop yours in the comments. Now let's jump into the clip and watch Judge Simpson set the record straight in court.
Good afternoon.
How you doing, Your Honor?
What's your name, sir? What is the claim in this case?
Judge, this is a non-payment of rent action with a money judgment being requested as well. I'm showing that rent is due in the amount of $1,588, court costs of $217 for a total rent retained of $1,805.
And sir,
Yes.
how do you intend upon paying this?
So, Your Honor, I actually tendered payment to Group 5 Management on November 3rd. And my form of payment was refused.
Was what?
My form of payment, she refused payment.
What was your form of payment?
A cashier's check. I actually have the voided check here. And I'm asking for
You had a
Yes.
cashier's check? Let me see.
If this is also the refusal in the email from the landlord. All right.
Danny, do you know anything about the refusal of payment?
I do not, Judge. Obviously, I'm standing in for Mr. Weiss. I believe my client or the client was supposed to be on. My understanding was that it wasn't a cashier's check. It was a counter or a check. And the reason it would have been refused was because he's had more than 3 checks come back as insufficient funds. But I would ask if I don't see if he's on here, Judge.
From Randolph Court or Group 5 on the Zoom? We don't have anybody checked in.
We don't.
Email.
Judge.
Hang on, listen. He has an email saying about the refusal. Well, it's a text message screenshot.
Yes, it's a email. I actually screenshotted it.
And it says,
If you're into courtroom showdowns like this, hit that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. Now, let's jump back into it.
from somebody with the last name of Aslam, ASLAM, indicating that they received a rent check in the sum of $1,238, which the check that he showed me was in the form of an over-the-counter check. However, must be certified funds. And then, second page, as the system will not accept this, maybe. But
Yeah, Judge, my notes on the ledger show counter check, which is a check that's not, it's one of the ones they give you from the bank. And so again, that's the position I was taking anyways, it was refused.
So, sir,
Yes.
is there a reason why you can't get certified funds to the landlord?
Well, they actually accepted December's rent from the same check, Your Honor, from my bank.
Okay, but if...
Well, because it costs. And my defense is that under Uniform Commercial Code 440.2511, by tender of payment, 2 and 3.
It's not applicable to this case.
And could you tell me why, Your Honor?
Because the UCC doesn't apply to this circumstance.
I'm sorry?
The UCC doesn't apply to this circumstance.
It's a commercial transaction, Your Honor.
The UCC does not apply.
Okay. So where could I find this at that says that this isn't a commercial transaction?
That would be your assertion. I'm telling you it doesn't apply to this.
Just for my understanding that the Uniform Commercial Code governs all commercial transactions in commerce. And so based off of this law, tender of payment is why my defense is that once the tender of payment was refused, at that time, the charge or the total amount was charged.
Even if you were to do that analysis, you can't then have unjust enrichment, which means that you want to move.
I'm sorry?
You can't have unjust enrichment, so you'd have to move because you can't have the apartment and not pay.
No, I mean, I paid the rent. They took the exact form of payment in December.
I get it, falling behind on rent is tough. We've all hit rough patches at some point. I mean, I've been there too, eating cereal with a fork just to make the milk last longer. But let's be honest here. Showing up to court with a fake cashier's check isn't exactly a solid plan. That's not rent, that's fantasy. These sovereign citizens act like they can Jedi mind trick their way out of eviction. They'll do anything to avoid taking responsibility. And honestly, a lot of it probably comes down to bad influences online and just really questionable parenting. But Michigan, man, what's in the water over there? Every week it's a new episode of How to Get Arrested with Confidence. Some of these folks come in armed with nothing but Google screenshots and pure delusion. One guy even tried to pay rent with Monopoly money and he was shocked it didn't work. At this point, I feel like Michigan courtrooms should be selling tickets. It's a circus out there.
Sir, are you going to tender a check or no? Or certified funds to them?
I'll tender payment.
Are you going to tender certified funds for the 1805?
So, Your Honor, my rent is $1,238, and just the extra $700, $600. I'm not sure where it's coming from, but if they accepted the rent payment and from my bank in December, I don't know why they wouldn't accept it now. They refused November, and then they accepted December.
Sir?
Yes.
I'm asking a very simple question.
Yeah.
Are you going to tender certified funds to them in the amount of 1805?
I will surrender. I will submit funds.
Certified funds to them.
I plan to. It costs me to do certified, so I would.
As does the NSF transactions that they've had in the past. So that is my question to you. Are you going to submit certified funds?
I'll submit certified funds
in the amount of 1805.
I like to debate that amount because I'm not sure where that amount's coming from. My rent is $1,238. In court costs, I'm not sure what the other $600.
All right, here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Defendant to submit $1,238, which at this point is the undisputed amount in certified funds to the landlord no later than December 29, 2023. And then we will look at the disputed amounts. I will adjourn this matter to January 5th, 2024 at
2 p.m.
At 2 p.m. And I would just note to you, Mr. Smith, that if those funds aren't in, I'm not hearing any additional argument. I will be granting a judgment, which will be for their full amount, plus what will at that point be January's rent.
Your Honor, also, the 4th I have to work, so every time that I'm coming here, I'm having to take off of work. And
Sir, I cannot help that.
I mean, is there a way that we can set a different date?
That is my next date.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Man really thought he could pay rent with a fake cashier's check like it's Monopoly night, not a legal hearing. Bro, this isn't fantasy land. The court needs real money, not whatever came out of your printer and Michigan. I don't know what's going on over there, but these sovereign citizens keep popping up like it's a trend. Maybe there's a secret YouTube channel teaching people how to lose cases with confidence. Let me know in the comments, should squatters get more rights? Or should the law crack down harder? And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe for more courtroom chaos. Appreciate you all. Take care.